We are back on Lake Barcroft for part 2 this week. I'm fishing with John, and he's fished this lake for quite some time. How long have you fished here?
About 15, 20 years.
Awesome. So he is obviously very experienced on this lake, and we're gonna try to catch some big bass today. It's definitely a lot colder than last time we were out. I mean, like 30 degrees colder, but we'll see what happens. Fish might have moved off a little bit from last time, but we'll find them. Let's go. So something that you don't really pay much attention to when you're filming with a GoPro when you're out on the water is the audio. I didn't realize that the audio cable that I was using for the small microphone was actually a little bit ripped, so it was giving me nothing but that static sound for the majority of the day. So I'm gonna talk over the first half of this video. This is something else I've never done. Could be a little bit interesting, but I'm gonna play some music, we're gonna watch some fish catches, I'm gonna tell you what we were doing the whole time. Alright, let's get into this. So, here we go. I picked up the underspin. It's a 1/2 ounce Dave's Tournament Tackle underspin with a Keitech. It was a 4.8 inch Keitech, which I ripped. And you can see I just missed a fish there. And I missed a fish here. So I'm throwing that underspin on a 6.6 medium action Halo Twilight. It's actually my jerkbait rod, which I thought I was going to be throwing, but John started the day off with a jerkbait and I wanted to try something a little bit different. We're fishing down a windy bank, and I always like throwing spinnerbaits or underspins on windy banks. So boom, you can see right there I switched it over to the 7-foot medium heavy Zillion, and this fish hits it right at the boat, right here. Boop. Awesome. Nice little 1.5 pound chunk. This was the average size fish we caught the whole day. It was awesome. He swallowed my Keitech. Pretty looking fish though. I love fishing at Lake Barcroft for this reason exactly. All the fish are so healthy, they're chunky, they just look good. John's hooked up here on a jerkbait. He's throwing the Vision 110 by Megabass. It's that chartreuse shad color that I like to throw around as well. It's another nice 1.5 pounder. We're also fishing during a huge cold front right here, and this is the money maker. So my buddy Matt told me to try out these Live Magic Shad by Lake Fork Tackle, and I am super impressed. So the action is actually much more subtle than the Keitech, and fishing a cold front I figured maybe these fish wanted something just a little bit more subtle. So that's what I'm talking about right there, and boom, first cast, got a fish on. Nice little 1.5 pounder again. These things were just smashing it all day long. When I had the Keitech on, they were hitting it like weenies, as John B would say. They would just like hit the tail, like barely grabbing it. But as soon as I put that Lake Fork Live Magic Shad on, they were just smashing it. And it was like catching fish after fish after fish all day long. It's a good problem to have if you ask me. Bam! Got another one! I think this one's a little bit better if I recall correctly. Nope, not yet. Ah, maybe it is. Yeah, it is. This one's it's a nice fish. One of the nicer ones of the day. He was actually a little bit deeper too. I remember I casted parallel with the bank in 15 feet of water, let the 1/2 ounce underspin sink all the way to the bottom, and I was just slow rolling it back to the boat. This fish is gonna go 4 pounds, 4.27 if I recall correctly. Sweet. Okay. Look at him. Get a quick release of this fish. 4.27. Fish number 6. Here you go. See ya. Awesome. I think that one went 3 pounds. Yeah, I want to say that one 3 pounds. And another one. These fish were just stacked up on this windy bank. I mean, we really got into them. But this wasn't even the good stretch, to tell you guys the truth. You'll see here in a minute. I mean, we sit in this one spot and catch like 20 fish. It was absurd. I've never in my life fished a day like this where it was just constant getting smashed. This one was a little bit bigger too. I think this one was 3.5 pounds. The GoPro really doesn't do fish much justice. It has a super wide angle lens on it, so it makes everything look a little bit smaller. See ya, buddy? Yeah, that one did go 3.5. One of the multiple 3.5ers. So right here, I remember I'm talking about the durability of those Live Magic shads. I fished the same one probably 2 hours. I only switched the bait 3 times throughout the whole day, and over 20 fish myself that I caught. It was awesome. They're really good little baits. I highly recommend them to you guys. I'm surprised it took me this long to get into them, but I'm glad that I did. Shout out to my buddy Matt for hooking me up with those. I think, oh no, not right here. Oh wait, maybe this is the, yeah. So right here you can see John is catching a fish on the Alabama rig. That's actually a Shane's Baits Alabama rig. That's the Mini Blades of Glory he's throwing there. You can see I'm talking about it right
Shane's
here.
Baits,
Or trying
Mini
to.
Blades of Glory.
Then I get pleasantly interrupted by John whacking another fish.
Got one?
Bam.
On the underspin? Nice. Is it a good one?
Oh yeah. Look at it go.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that's a solid one, man. Look at that. He choked it. That's insane. Dude, we gotta get it. I'm gonna try the Shane's Baits Mini Blades of Glory. Had this rigged up with 3-inch Kitex on the outside, and this is a 4.8 here on the bottom. I generally like having something a little bit bigger and more obnoxious in the middle, something for the fish to key in on. So I'm not sure if they're actually gonna absolutely crush this thing or not today, but we're gonna find out. Let's do it. John's already caught one on this exact bait. It looks good.
Alright, here we go with the Shane's Baits. Mini Blades of Glory. Boom! That fish actually hit that Alabama rig on the fall, which I have not experienced yet. And I'm also freaking out right here. I wish I had the audio because I'm like, oh, this is a giant fish. You can see it pulling the boat around. It was like, this is a toad. This is a toad. Not even thinking about the possibility that the fish is just snagged up in all the other hooks. He was pulling really hard. Like he was surging the rod. It was awesome. Wild. And it turned out to be a nice little 2.5, 3-pounder. You can see he's completely hooked sideways. Just skiing him in. We'll take it though. A fish is a fish, and it's a good fish too. It's not like it was a complete dink, but I was definitely freaking out. I thought it was the lake record. Yep, you guys definitely have to check out the Shane's Baits Alabama rigs. They are the only Alabama rigs that I'm throwing, and I'm plugging that not as a sponsor. I am not sponsored by Shane's Baits. I just truly believe in that product. I mean, they're awesome. Very, very cool baits, super durable. They have interchangeable arms, strong wires. They sell really, really good light jig heads as well, 16th ounce, weedless and exposed hook. Check those out. Right here is when we're starting to get into these fish big time. I switched back over to the 1/2 ounce underspin. It's a nice 3-pounder right here. We're fishing a bunch of laydowns. You guys can't really see them, but they're up on the bank and they run from like 5 feet of water down to 20. And I mean, this is exactly how it was. You can see the quick cut editing. I mean, it was every cast we were getting bit. It was absolutely wild. It was so much fun. I mean, we were just 100% on the fish at the right time, like in that feeding window of like when they just wanted to eat. It was so cool. But right here is where the audio comes back, so we'll see you guys in a bit.
This is awesome.
What's the size like in the fountainhead tournament that you guys face? What's the biggest bass that you guys caught?
There you go. 21. Dude, they are just stacked up back here. Is that a good one? Yeah, it looks like he got some life. We're averaging like 2-pounders every cast right now. That's fish number 21. We're averaging like 2-pounders every cast right now. That's fish number 21. I mean, they are just smoke. Oh, there's a bite. Got him. Oh my God, this is insane. They're doubled up. We found them, all right. Look at that. There's probably 100 fish over there, man. This is nuts. All right, doubled up. It's fish number 23 John's hooked up with right now. Nice little pesky 1.5 to 2-pounder. And they are just, we are catching today. That's what we're doing, we're catching. Got him. This is nuts, man. This is crazy. I'm gonna ski him in. Oh, God, this is nuts. Look at that. He's got some lipstick on. This fish is pretty, has really nice color. I like his little spots he's got on the backside. So cool. It's fish number 24. 24 fish, guys. 24 fish in 2 hours and 15 minutes-ish. This is nuts. This is phenomenal. This is like one of the best days I've ever had in my life. Oh. 25. 25. Got him. Nice. There it is. Yeah, this is awesome. Back to back. 27? We are 27 fish deep right now. We've only been out here for like 3 hours and some change. This is definitely one of the best fishing days I've ever had in my life. We're catching fish on the underspins. We've caught a couple on the Shane's Baits Alabama rigs. We've slowed down and tried jigs a little bit. No luck with that, but I mean, I'm just gonna keep throwing this underspin probably for the rest of the day. What do you think?
Yep, that and the jerkbait and A-rig.
Yep, I think that's what's gonna work the rest of the day. We're gonna try to hit our 30 fish goal and see what happens from there. We probably have 16 or 17 pounds for our best 5. It's been a phenomenal day. Hopefully it keeps up.